Yeah. מודה אני לפניך, מלך חי וקיים, שחסרת ונשמעתי בחמלה. מודה אני לפניך, מלך חי וקיים, שחסרת ונשמעתי בחמלה. רבה אמונתך, רבה אמונתך, רבה אמונתך, רבה אמונתך. מודה אני לפניך, מלך חי וקיים, שחסרת ונשמעתי בחמלה. מודה אני לפניך, מלך חי וקיים, שחסרת ונשמעתי בחמלה. רבה אמונתך, רבה אמונתך, רבה אמונתך, רבה אמונתך. ירלי לי 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 לי, ירלי לי לי לי, ירלי לי 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 לי. Rava אני לפניך מן החי וקיים, שחסלת ונשמתי בחמלה, רבה אמונתך. I offer thanks to you, ever living sovereign, that you have restored my soul to me in mercy. How great is your trust. Boker Tov, everyone.
Okay, or
This is a great Shabbos morning, and as we acknowledge our being here together and the beginning of our prayer together, we turn our Sidurim to page 192 for Matubu. On pages 194 and 195, I invite you to choose one of the blessings, one of the prayers for the well-functioning of our bodies, and to daven it silently. ברוך אתה ה' רופא כל בשר ומפליא לעשות. In the intersection, in the summit between what that connects our bodies and our souls, our guf and our neshama, there is our neshima, our breath. I invite you to just to take a moment to be aware of your breath. And to acknowledge your body, the Mishkan, the tabernacle of your soul. Maybe now take a deep breath. We're on page 196. שנתת בי טהור ההיא נתת בי טהוריים, אלוהי נשמה שנתת בי טהוריים, אלוהי נשמה שנתת בי source of all creation, sovereign of all souls, praise are you, Adonai, in whose hand is every living soul and the breath of humankind. Baruch atah Adonai, asher beyado nefesh kol chai, beruach kol basar ish.
Amen.
We turn our Sidurim to page 198 for the daily miracles.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who has given the mind the ability to distinguish day from night.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who opens the eyes of the blind.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam,
who frees the captive. Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who lifts up the fallen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who stretches the earth over the waters.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who strengthens our steps. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, mabish arumim. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hanoten li'aef koach. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, המעביר שינה מעיניי ודמעה מעפעפיי. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, שעשני בצלם אלוהים. אמן. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, שעשני בת חורים. אמן. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, שעשה לי ישראל. אמן. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, עוזר ישראל בגבורה. אמן. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, עוטר ישראל בתפארה. Amen. On page 204, please join me for the blessing for the study of Torah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah. O Adonai our God, let the words of Torah be sweet in our mouths and the mouths of your people Israel, so that we, our descendants, and the descendants of all your people Israel may know you by studying your Torah for its own sake. Blessed are you, Adonai, who teaches Torah to your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, hamelamed Torah le'amo Yisrael. Between pages 206, 207, and in 211, you can pick a piece for personal Torah study. I invite you to dedicate to yourself a moment of silent Torah study.
On page 212, you can find the blessing for the Psukei de Simbra, the section of our service in which we undertake the challenging task of uplifting our souls. Baruch Shemar V'Yaolam, Baruch Ose Bereshit, Baruch Omer Ve'Ose, Baruch Goser Umekayem, Baruch Merachem Al Haaretz, Baruch Merachem Al Habriot, Baruch Meshalem Sachar Tov L'Riyav, Baruch Chai Lahad Bekayam Lanetzach, Baruch Podeh Umatzil Baruch Shemo. With songs of praise we extol you and proclaim your sovereignty, for you are the source of life in the universe. One God, life of the universe, praise and glorious ruler, your name is eternal. Blessed are you, Adonai, sovereign, who is glorified through praise. Baruch Ata Adonai, Melech Meulal, Batish Bechot.
Amen.
Page 214. Mizmor Shir Leyom HaShabbat.
מזמור שיר ליום השבת, מזמור שיר ליום השבת, מזמור שיר ליום השבת, לילה 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 לילה, מזמור שיר ליום השבת, מזמור שיר ליום השבת, מזמור שיר ליום השבת,
שנים רעננים יהיו, להגיד כי ישר אדוני, צורי ולא עוולה תעמוד. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, מזמור שיר ליום השבת, מזמור שיר ליום השבת, יאללה 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 יאללה. Happy are those who dwell in your house. We are at the top of page 215 for Ashrei. אשרי העם שככה לו, אשרי העם שאדוני אלוהיו, אשרי העם שככה לו, אשרי העם שאדוני אלוהיו, אשרי יושבי ביתך עוד יהללוך צלם, אשרי יושבי בביתך, אודה הללוך, זרע. אשרי העם שככה לו, אשרי העם שאדוני אלוהיו, אשרי העם שככה לו, אשרי העם שאדוני אלוהיו. אשרי העם שככה לו, אשרי העם שאדוני אלוהיו, אשרי העם שככה לו, אשרי העם שאדוני אלוהיו. Between pages 215 and 216, I invite you to continue with the traditional reading of Ashrei, or alternatively, to take a moment to close your eyes and to think about what are those things that bring joy to your life. Here at the bottom of page 216.
תהילת אדוני ידבר בי ויברך כל בשר שם קודשו לעולם, לעולם מהר אנחנו נברך יה מעתה בעד עולם. הללויה, הללויה, הללויה. תהילת אדוני ידבר פי ויברך כל בשר שם קודשו לעולם, לעולם בהם ואנחנו נברך יה מעתה מעד עולם. הללויה, הללויה, הללויה. ואנחנו נברך יה מעתה ועד עולם. הללויה, הללויה, הללויה.
And on page 218.
Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. El bet kocho,
Hallelujah,
birkia uzo,
hallelujah,
big vorota,
hallelujah,
gerok kodor,
hallelujah, 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 hallelujah,
בתקע שופר,
hallelujah,
בנב וחינות,
hallelujah,
בטוף ומחור,
hallelujah, במיני מעוגב, hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. צלצלי שמה, הללו,
וצלצלי תרועה,
הללו,
וצלצלי שמה,
הללו, וצלצלי תרועה, כל הנשמה, הללויה,
הללויה,
כל הנשמה, הללויה, הללויה, כל הנשמה, הללויה, הללויה. Even if our mouths were full of song as the sea, and our tongues full of joy in countless waves, we could never find the words to thank you adequately, to thank you enough, Adonai. Ilufinu, we are on page 220.
Ilufinu, male shira kayam, Urshonenu rina kamon galav, Vesiftatenu shevach kemechaver akiyah, Ve'enenu meirot kashemesh vechayareach,
בידינו פרוסות כנשרי שמיים, ברגלינו קלות כאיילות, ואין אנחנו מספיקים להודות לך, אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו. אין אנחנו מספיקים להודות לך,
אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אמותינו.
On page 222, we have together the blessing that concludes the Psukei de Simbra. שוכנד מרום בקדוש שמו, וכתוב לנו צדיקים באדוני, לישרים נבע תהילה, בפי ישרים תתהלל, ובדברי צדיקים תתברך, ובלשון חסידים תתרומם, ובקרב קדושים תתקדש. ובמקלות רבבות עמך בית ישראל, ברינה יתפאר שמך מלכנו בכל דור ודור. ישתבח שמך לעד מלכנו, האל המלך הגדול והקדוש בשמיים ובארץ. כי לך נאה אדוני אלוהינו באלוהי אבותינו באמותינו, שיר שבחה הלל ושמרה, עוז וממשלה נצח גדולה וגבורה. תהילה בתפארת קדושה ומלכות, ברכות והודאות מעתה ועד עולם. ברוך אתה אדוני אל מלך גדול ותשבחות, אל ההודאות אדון הנפלאות, הבוחר בשירי שמרה, מלך אלכי העולמים.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה,
אמן.
ואלמד יברך ירטב ימליך מלכותך, בחייכון וביומכון וחייתך בית ישראל. בגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו
אמן. יש מרבה מבורך מעולם לא והמיה, יתברך
יתברך וישתבח יתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי קדושה
בריחו
לילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה
תושבחתה ונחמתה אמירם בעלמה
ואמרו אמן.
We're on page 226. Please rise for Baruch as we ask for the gates of prayer to open before us and within us.
ברכו את אדוני המבורך.
Seated. Please join us on page 228 for the English reading.
Praised are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, creator of light and darkness, who makes peace and fashions all things. In mercy, you illumine the world and those who live upon it. In your goodness, you daily renew creation. How numerous are your works, Adonai! In wisdom, you formed them all, filling the earth with your creatures. Be praised, Adonai, our God, for the excellent work of your hands, and for the lights you created, may they glorify you. Shine a new light upon Zion, that we all may swiftly merit its radiance. Praised are you, Adonai, creator of all heavenly lights. Baruch atah Adonai, Yotzer HaMeorot.
And as we get closer to the Shema, we start thinking about the source of an everlasting love, of a deep love. We're on page 230.
Avarabavtanu Adonai Eloheinu Chemla gedola v'tera Chamalta aleinu Ba'avur avoteinu ve'imotenu Shabbat Avinu Malkeinu V'adlamdem chukei chaim Ken techonenu tlamdenu Amerachem rachem aleinu V'ten belivenu
להבינו, להשכיל, לשמוע, ללמוד וללמד, לשמור ולעשות. לקיים את כל דברי תלמוד תורתך באהבה. והאר עינינו בתורתך, ודבק ליבנו במצוותיך, ויחד לבבינו לאהבה וליראה שמך, ולא נבוש ולא ניכלם ולא ניכשל לעולם ועד, כי בשם קודשך הגדול הנורא בטחנו, נגילה ונשמחה, נגילה ונשמחה ישועתך.
If you're wearing a talit, I invite you to put the four corners of your talit together as a symbol of our attempt to find internal unity. Gather us in peace from the four corners of the earth and lead us upright to our land. For you, O God, work wonders. You chose us truly. You drew us near to your great name, that we might acknowledge you, declaring you one in love. Praised be you, Adonai, who chooses your people Israel in love. Baruch ata Adonai, abocher be'amo Israel, be'ahava.
Amen.
Shema Israel, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך.
We're on page 236.
Adonai said to Moses as follows: Speak to the Israelite people and instruct them to make for themselves fringes on the corners of their garments throughout the ages. Let them attach a cord of blue to the fringe at each corner. That shall be your fringe. Look at it and recall all the commandments of Adonai and observe them, so that you do not follow your heart and eyes in your lustful urge. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
אדוני אלוהיכם אמת, אמת ביציב באהוב, בחביב בנורא בדיר בטוב ביפה, הדבר עשה עלינו לעולם בהד. We continue with the silent reading over page 238. In great joy, Moshe, Miriam, and Israel responded with song to you, all of them proclaiming, "Who is like you, O God? Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai." We are on page 240. Yalai, lai, 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 chamocha. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh. Nora tehilot oseh peleh, Nora tehilot oseh peleh. שירה חדשה, שיחו גאולים, לשמחה על שפת הים, יחד כולם והמליכו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. יאיר עלי די די די, עלי די 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 די, עלי די די די, עלי די די די, עלי די די די, עלי די די, עלי די די די, עלי די די די, עלי די, עלי די די די. צור ישראל קומה ושרת ישראל, עובדנו מחיי יהודה וישראל. גואלנו אדוני צבאות שמו, קדוש ישראל. יאללה די 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 די, ברוך אתה אדוני גאל Israel. We turn our Sidurim now to page 242 for Tfilat Amidah.
Adonai, Zefatai Tiftach, Ofi Yagid Tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol, HaGibor והנורא, El Elyon, Kameh Chasadim Tovim, וקונה הכל, וזוכה חסרות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומשיח ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה, רב והושיע. משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מחכה חיים בחסד, מחיי מתים ברחמים רבים, צומח נופלים ברופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בגבורות ומדומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות מתים, ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי המתים. נקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב על יד נביאך, וקרא זה ואמר, קדוש 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 אדוני צבאות, מלוך כל הארץ כבודו. אדיר אדירנו אדוני, אדוננו מאדיר שמך בכל הארץ, ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו. אחד הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו ומלכנו, הוא מושיענו והוא ישמיענו, ברחמיו לעיני כל חי. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהי ציון לדור ודור. הללויה. לדור ודור,
לדור ודור,
לדור ודור,
לדור ודור,
לדור ודור,
נגיד גאות לך. לדור ודור,
לדור ודור,
לדור ודור,
לדור ודור,
לדור ודור, נגיד גאות לך. ולנצח נצחים, ולנצח נצחים, קדושתך, קדושתך נקדיש. ושמך אלוהינו, מפינו לא יבוש, לעולם לעולם באל.
לדור ודור,
לדור ודור,
לדור ודור,
לדור ודור, לדור ודור, נגיד גאות לך. לדור ודור,
לדור ודור,
לדור ודור,
לדור ודור,
לדור ודור, נגיד גאות לך. ולנצח נצחים, ולנצח נצחים, קדושתך, קדושתך נקדיש. ושמך אלוהינו, בפינו לא ימוש, לעולם לעולם באל. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש. יזמחו במלכותך שומרי שבת וקוראי עונג מקדש שביעי, כולם יצבעו וידאגו ודובך וישביעו שעשית הקדוש שלום. חמדת ימים אותו קראת שכל למעשה בראשית. continue with תפילת עמידה in silence. רצי אדוני אלוהים עמך ישראל ותפילתם בבת תקווה אל ביתי ורצון תמיד עבודת ישראל עמך אל קרוב וכל קורב. מודים אנחנו לך שאתה אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ואמותינו לעולם ועד צורך חיינו בכן נשים ואתה ובדור נודה לך ונזכור דלתך חיינו. שלום בברכה.
יהיו לרצון אמרי פי, בהגיון ליבי לפניך, אדוני, צורי וגואלי. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, Adonai, my rock and my redeemer. We are at the bottom of page 216. Shalom bimrovav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, be'al kol Yisrael, be'al kol yoshvei tevel, be'imro, imro, Shalom bimrovav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imro, amen. Ay, la 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 la. Shalom bimrovav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, be'al kol Yisrael, be'al kol yoshvei tevel, be'imro, amen. Be'imro, imro, amen. Now, yes, we turn our Sidurim to page 362 in order to start our Torah service. Please rise as we open the Ark. And if you're under the age of 13 years old, which means Amitai, Ari, Gilad, all those that are under the age of 13, where is Reina? So I invite you just to come up with us and to open the Ark. And as we take the Torah, oh, look at you, come here, lots of Torah. En kamocha va'elohim Adonai ve'kemasecha malchutecha malchut kol olamim umemsholtecha bechol dor v'ador Adonai melech Adonai malach Adonai yimlach le'olam v'ched Adonai hos le'amo yiten Adonai yevarech et amo v'shalom Ki mitzion tetzeh Torah Ki mitzion tetzeh Torah Udvar Adonai miYerushalayim Baruch Shenatan Torah Torah Baruch Shenatan Torah Torah Le'amo Yisrael B'kdushato Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Echad Eloheinu Gadol Adonenu Kadosh Shemo Gadol Adonai iti Uneromema Shemo Yachdav Lecha Adonai Agidul
והתפארת והנצח והעוד. כי שבת שלום בשמיים ובארץ, ככל בשמיים ובארץ. לך אדוני, you should come next time. תמיד נעשה בכל בראש.
I see your magic.
Shabbos, Shabbos.
Can I have a tiny handshake?
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbos. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbos.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbos. Shabbos.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shalom, sir. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shalom.
You're like, oh, I'm good, I'm good. Shabbat Shalom. Good to see you again. Shabbat Shalom. Good to see you too. I'm running low on time. Shabbat Shalom. Tony. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Ta-da! Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Actually, I studied at Cal State Fullerton. In their school of music.
Oh, yeah, it works. Yeah, don't worry. I can scream. I'm good. So, you may be seated. Seated and quiet, in this case, are the same word, are synonymous. I want to tell you that one of the most challenging things that I face as a rabbi is when I am sharing a Dvar Torah. Don't. So I'm going to leave the video for a couple of minutes to give space and to welcome Reb Misha, who came all the way from Massachusetts, from Boston to visit our show and to give us the opportunity to get to know him. So we are also getting to know his family, his wife, which is a huge privilege. Annabelle, say hi. And we also will get to know a little bit of his Torah as he shares Dvar Torah with us. So be very welcome to TVT. We are glad to have you here in this morning of Shabbat.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. First of all, I'd like to start off by saying thank you to Rabbi Nico for sharing the bima and for all of the lovely musical accompaniments for today, for sharing your space, and to the entire congregation for inviting me and welcoming me and Annabelle so warmly this weekend. So this week's Torah portion is Parshat Shemini, and it's about the number 8. And so Mark, actually, for the Torah study this morning, talked about the number 8. So that's all for me for today.
Thank you, Michelle.
Okay. So I'll try to come at it from a different angle, and as they say for the Torah portions, turn and turn it over again, so hopefully it won't be too redundant. So in this week's Torah portion, after dozens and dozens of chapters of Aaron and his sons, all the way back from the middle of the book of Exodus, of preparing and getting ready to become the priests, to become the Kohanim, and to serve in the Mishkan, the tent of meeting, the tabernacle, they're finally doing it this week. So much preparation went into that. And so as a result of the 7 days of the initiation that they did in this week's Torah portion, on the 8th day, they finally begin their service. They bring an offering to the altar, and God comes down, and the Shekhinah, the divine, feminine energy, the presence of God, rests in the Shekhinah. So all of that waiting, all that preparation was worth it because it allowed and it created this holy and sacred space. And so this morning, I'd like for us to reflect on the idea of careful and deliberate preparation before something takes place, and also about genuine reflection after an event occurs. And so this is what the number 8 represents. It's consideration before the fact, and also a savoring and an enjoyment of the experience after something has ended. There is a Hasidic thinker from the late 1700s, early 1800s in Poland named Yaakov Yitzchak Rabinowitz, who also happens to have the best nickname of all time, as he was called the Holy Jew. And he was fond of saying that preparation before a mitzvah is equal and is equivalent to doing the act itself. That preparation before the mitzvah is equivalent to the act itself. So that means that pausing to reflect and to prepare, for example, kindling of the Sabbath lights, the Shabbat lights, is just as important to prepare ourselves as the actual act of kindling the lights. So that's an interesting idea for everyone to think about, not just lights, but for everything that we do in our lives. So this is also the reason why Aaron and his sons, after raising up their offering onto the altar, that the Spirit of God came down, because all of their preparation they took with as serious devotion and focus as the actual offer itself. And so this idea of thoughtfulness doesn't just come from before an event takes place, it also comes after an event takes place. And we see this after the fact reflection in the number 8. For example, for Sukkot, as Mark Hi-Ho mentioned this morning, we have the festival of Sukkot in the fall time, and it's a 7-day festival, and on the 8th day is a holiday called Shemini Atzeret. And so it's famous for 2 things. The first thing it's famous for is no one knows what the purpose of this holiday is. And that's really all it is. There's no second thing. And so Shemini Atzeret means on the 8th day, and Atzeret means to stop. Not to completely to stop, it means to kind of to tarry, which also is, I guess, a fancy word. I don't hear it on a regular basis. To kind of to linger in the afterglow of a special event. It's sort of a honeymoon, if you will, a honeymoon period after an event occurs, but you're not quite ready to go back into regular life. So this idea of excited and thoughtful preparation before a mitzvah and deliberate reflection after an act takes place, we can also see this tradition when it comes to celebrating Shabbat. So while it's discouraged to start Shabbat late, for instance, if Shabbat starts, at 8 p.m., you don't want to start Shabbat at 11 p.m. at night. You want to bring in Shabbat at a reasonable time. But on the other hand, it's allowed to bring Shabbat early. If you're really excited, you can start doing that preparation and to begin Shabbat early. You can start as early as Friday afternoon if you really are jazzed about Shabbat. So, unlike what happens also in these portions with Nadav and Avihu, who get so excited and they want to do something, and as a result, they mysteriously get struck down and they die, Usually coming in early with preparation and excitement is considered to be a good thing. So, just like for the holiday of Shemini Atzeret after Sukkot, there's also something after Shabbat called Malaveh Malka, also pronounced Malava Malka. You can kind of take either American or the Hebrew pronunciation, if you will. And so this is a kind of a tradition. It's literally translates to escorting the bride. And you're not quite ready to leave Shabbat to start doing your taxes. We're running out of time, folks. A couple of weeks left. You're not quite ready to jump back into the regular routine of your life. You still want to tarry. You still want to linger. You still want to have that atzeret, that eighth hour, that special moment after Shabbat. So for Malaveh Malka, families, they continue to eat together. They continue to sing songs together. They continue to share words of wisdom, words of Torah together. And so just because the goal or the destination of Shabbat has been reached and completed does not mean that the journey has to end. So I'd also like to share with you a bit of a custom that I've read about and I've shared with other communities that I've been a part of. And it's about preparation and lingering when it comes to the Torah service. And so this is a unique practice that was written about or created by a man named Yosef Karo, who is kind of seen as the mastermind of Jewish legal law. Kind of folks look to him to figure out, what do we do when it comes to doing Jewish stuff? And so he says that after you finish taking an aliyah, you shouldn't rush back to your seat. You've just had this really sweet, blessed opportunity to be with wisdom, to be with Torah. And so you should create this eighth day, this eighth hour, this special, unique moment of lingering. And so what he says to do is to actually take the longest route possible back to your seat. So for a couple, it's a weird idea. So for a couple people that might have aliyot today or in the future, I'd recommend experimenting. What does it mean to have this lingering, this eighth hour, this number 8, after you have an event, this little honeymoon, after an event takes place, and to really just cherish that before you go back into the routine of life. So this idea of Yosef Karo is similar to the idea of the holy Jew, who said that preparation before mitzvah is as important as the mitzvah itself, and so too reflection after the mitzvah is equally as valuable as the mitzvah itself. So what all of these Jewish values get at is the importance of authentic reflection. They touch on the value of developing and sustaining an authentic and true desire to be in relationship. You just had Sukkot. You want to stay in an authentic relationship. You just got married. You want to go on the honeymoon. You just had the opportunity to come up for an aliyah. You want to stay in an authentic relationship with that thing that has just occurred. You're not ready to sever the relationship. And so, as human beings, we should strive to really enjoy the journey rather than being focused on the goal or running towards a destination and then moving on to the next goal or the next destination once the prior level has been reached. And as is demonstrated in this week's Torah portion of Shemini, that when we prepare with deliberation and we are thoughtful before the mitzvah, and after 7 whole days of initiation, on the 8th day, the divine presence of God will then come to dwell in our midst. After those 7 days on the 8th day, that's when the divine presence of God rests in our midst. Or perhaps it's been there the whole time, but it's only during the moments when we stop, slow down, and reflect that we finally notice it. Shabbat Shalom.
So we will take a moment to transition between these words of wisdom into our Torah reading. Toda rabba. Thank you very much for this wise Dvar Torah.
we are going to start now with, the reading of Parashat Shemini, and I am replacing Miriam today. So, just go.
Okay. Yamdu Azriel ben Sion v'Shoshana v'Yaakov ben Ariel v'Leah v'Azriel ben Sion v'Leah bat Moshe, Danny, Jacob, and Ian Klatsker.
Right here. By you. Come on.
We're on page 798, the second column.
Baruch Hu Adonai Ambarach.
Baruch Adonai Baruch Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Ambarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam. Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Ha'amim V'natan Lanu Et Torto. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen. Vayehi bayom hashmini kara Moshe le'Aharon uvanav uziknei Yisrael. Vayomer el Aharon kach lecha egel ben bakar lechatat ve'ayil le'olat mimim ve'akrev lifnei Adonai ve'el bnei Yisrael tedaber lemor kechu shir izim lechatat ve'egel v'cheves bnei shana תמימים לעולם.
יישר כוח.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher natan lanu Torat Emet v'chayei olam nata betochenu. Baruch Atah Adonai
נותן התורה. יישר כוח. יישר כוח. קריאה שנייה, דפנה.
Yeah, Daphna's going to do the reading. Yeah. Yam tu Esther Chaya bat Moshe Nusan v'Penina v'Avraham ben Avraham, Esther Amsterdam, and Tony Ciprian.
Come closer.
And Daphna Guterman will be reading. We're still on 798, Dalet, line 4, the end of the column.
Right here. ברוך אדוני מבורך לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני
אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר בחר בנו מכל העמים, ונתן לנו את תורתו. ברוך אתה אדוני
נותן התורה.
אמן.
אמן. ושוב העילה לשלמים, לזבוח לפני אדוני, ומנחה בלולה בשמן, כי היום אדוני נראה אליכם, ויקחו את אשר ציווה משה על פני אוהל מועד, ויקרבו כל העדה ויעמדו לפני אדוני. ויאמר משה, זה הדבר אשר ציווה אדוני תעשו, וירא לכם
כבוד אדוני. Right here.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר נתן לנו תורת אמת, וחיי עולם נתן בתוכנו. ברוך אתה אדוני
נותן התורה. יישר כוח. יישר כוח.
יעמדו מיכאל בן
ויאמר.
ליעד,
אתה יכול לעזוב? לעשות מפה?
דוד ואיריס, מישה קלפנר, and Annabelle Harari.
Soon to come.
Soon to come.
She learned from Gary. She's making an entrance. Right here.
And we're at the end of 798. What last word before 799?
Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Mevorach Leolam Vaed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Leolam Vaed. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Ha'amim Venatan Lanu et Torato. Baruch Ata Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
אמן. ויאמר משה אל אהרון, קרב אל המזבח ועשה את חטאתך ואת עולתך וכפר בעדך ובעד העם, ועשה את קורבן העם וכפר בעדם כאשר ציווה אדוני. ויקרב אהרון אל המזבח וישחט את עגל החטאת אשר לו הוא, ויקריבו בני אהרון את הדם אליו, ויטבל באצבעו בדם, ויתן על קרנות המזבח, ואת הדם יצק אל יסוד
המזבח.
Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher Natan Lanu Torat Emet V'Chayei Olam Nata B'tochenu. Baruch Ata Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Yam tu Moshe Yerachmel ben Avraham, Daniel Shalom ben Daniel, Benjamin Ganesha ben Shemariahu, Mitch Goldberg, Danny Santan, and Bert Silver.
Right here.
Okay.
There's no law to be far away from the Torah. Actually. It's like not sitting in the first row. Like Baruch Adonai Mevorach Leolam Vaed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Leolam Vaed. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Ha'amim Venatan Lanu et Torato. Baruch Ata Adonai
Noten HaTorah.
Amen. Ki ani Adonai hamalechem atechem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem lelohim hayitem kadoshim ki kadosh ani zot torat habehemah v'chol nefesh hachaya haromeshet b'mayim v'lechol nefesh hashretzeh al haaretz V'avdil bein hatameh uvein hatahor uvein haya hanelechem uvein chachayal asher lo teachel.
יישר כוח.
Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher Natan Lanu Torat Emet V'Chayei Olam Nata B'tochenu. Baruch Ata
Adonai Noten HaTorah. And as you all stand here, all those that came up to the Torah, if you came up to the Torah or participated in any of the honors related to the reading of the Torah, please rise. If you came for an aliyah or if you read from the Torah, remain here 1 sec. Don't go yet. And remember that you can take the long way. So, but we say, Mishaberach Avotenu ve'imotenu Avraham Yitzchak ve'Yakov, Sarah Rivka Rachel ve'Leah, Uyevarech. May the one who blessed our ancestors will bless all those that came up to the Torah. In honor of the Torah, God, Shabbat, and our congregation, may their merit from the Holy One blessing of protection, rescue from any trouble or distress, and from any illness, minor or serious. May God send blessing and success in your endeavors together with all Israel. And let us say, Amen. You may be seated. We also, at the end of our Torah reading, we take a moment to acknowledge there are people that are dealing with illness. וזה מי שברך אבותינו ואימותינו, אברהם, יצחק ויעקב, שרה רבקה, רחל ולאה, הוא יברך את החולים. May the one who bless our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, may he bless all those that are ill. And if you have a name in this morning of Shabbat that you like to share, please do so as I point in your direction. May the blessed Holy One be filled with compassion for their health to be restored and their strength to be revived. May God swiftly send them a complete renewal of body and spirit. And let us say, Amen. Now, yes, please rise for Agba and Glelila. I'm doing Agba? Dan is doing Agba. Besot HaTorah אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל על פי אדוני ביד משה.
תורה, 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 ציווה לנו משה.
תורה, 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 ציווה לנו משה. תורה, 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 ציווה לנו משה. תורה, 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 ציווה לנו משה. שושנה קהילת יעקב, שושנה קהילת יעקב, שושנה קהילת יעקב, תורה ציווה לנו משה. תורה, 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 ציווה לנו משה. תורה, 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 ציווה לנו משה. היי השלושה דברים, השלושה דברים, שלושה דברים העולם עומד. שלושה דברים, שלושה דברים. Maybe see them. שלושה דברים העולם עומד. You may be seated. It's okay. I take care of this. So here at TBT we have a triennial. Take one and pass. Yeah. Give me a few words in this direction. I need one of those and one of them. I can share, guys. Actually, I thought anyone, but I was giving you two.
Thank you.
Michael, you sit there. So, Zach, can you open these microphones? Reb Misha. We didn't prepare for this, but you want to join me? So we have a custom activity, don't worry. Don't worry at all. So that when we bring a guest, we try to embarrass him publicly. No, Khalila.
I memorized it.
So we we have a custom activity that we started this year, and it's that we do a triennial reading of the Haftarah. So we are not reading Haftarah this year, we are reading from Pirkei Avot. We are in chapter 3, verses 8 and 9. So we read Pirkei Avot, we do some discussion, and the rabbi tries to bring some insight when he's allowed to speak. And that's how we do that. So we can do it together. I prepared this and you didn't, but you can, we all speak freely. We have a microphone around, right, Zach? Good. So that, we leave that for the public, and you can stay with this one. You have this one. Don't worry. Yeah, great. Go. So we are on, you want to read the English?
Yes. Rabbi Dostai Rebbe Yanai, in the name of Rebbe Meir, says, anyone who forgets one thing from his studies, Scripture considers him as if he is liable for a forfeiture of his life. As it said in Deuteronomy 4:9, only guard yourself and guard your life diligently, lest you forget the things which your eyes saw. One could suppose that this statement applies to even one whose studies have overpowered him. Therefore, the verse says, unless they depart from your heart all the days of your life, he is not liable for forfeiture of his life until he sits down and intentionally removes them from his or her heart.
So, 2 weeks ago, we were discussing this idea that when somebody is going around and repeating at Mishnah Torah, repeating his Torah, thinking about Torah, and all of a sudden, this person recognizes a tree or an ilan and stops repeating his Torah or her Torah. עליו הכתוב אומר, כאילו מתחייב בנפשו, like he is compromising, committing his soul. And we said then that there was this idea that in the world of the Mishnah, in the world of the rabbis, our convictions, our Torah, our values come before our impulse and our reactions. Now, we continue with that topic, and now Pirkei Avot says, what are they saying? Do you want to try to explain this?
Just the opposite.
Just the opposite?
If you overdo so much the study that you become ultimately exhausted by it. That's what you got. Real leave it anymore. Okay, that's a good phrase. That doesn't become real anymore. That take a pause so you can go back and grasp it and be able to see that you really love it unless you intend. You're only going to suffer if you intend to leave it because you're so angry and you want to say goodbye to it.
Let's pass the microphone around, so if people are watching then from home, they can hear you.
You do it without conviction. You do it as repetition, something that you don't put your whole heart and mind into, something that you think you need to do for the sake of doing it, other than to indulge and embrace it and incorporate it into your life, to take a moment to reflect on what you've read and incorporated it, instead of just continuing on reading.
Let me challenge you a little bit, because I'm not sure where you are seeing this. Wait a second, the two of you for a second. And so the Pirkei Avot says, whoever forgets anything of their Torah learning, the Torah considers it as if they bear guilt for their soul. For it is said, but be aware and guard your soul exceedingly, lest you forget the things your eyes have seen. So what they are saying, if you forget your Torah even for a moment, you are in trouble. You are in serious trouble. So from there, they go, there's a second part. One could even, then they say, well, what happens if you have studied so much that you actually start to forget stuff anyway. Like, you are so overwhelmed by the study of Torah that you forget some of the pieces. So piece number 1 says you can't forget anything. You need to remember everything. And if you forget something, you are mitchayeb benafshecha. You are forgetting your soul, you are compromising your soul, you are committing your soul. Now they say, well, but there's so much Torah, it's so hard to study. We are so committed to the study of Torah. So what happens if somebody forgets? And then there is a third line, unless they depart from your heart all the days of your life. He is not liable for forfeiture of his life until he sits down and intentionally removes them from his heart. Now, what? Now, an interest. Yes, go.
Yeah, and also heart in the rabbinic literature, and actually I'm not sure if it's rabbinic, but in the biblical sense, heart actually used to mean the mind. So I think that's an interesting.
It's an intellectual choice.
So yeah, if you intentionally remove it from your thoughts, I think is also what they're saying here.
Now, in Parashat Ki Tisa, just a couple of weeks ago, can you increase the volume in this one so he doesn't need to stick himself? So in Parashat Ki Tisa, a couple of weeks ago, we spoke about the value of forgetfulness. I don't know if you remember that. We say that the rabbis said that it was very important that the Torah wasn't engraved by God and that there was a second set of tablets, because otherwise we would remember everything, we wouldn't have forgotten anything, and there is no way to interact and to live with Torah when you remember absolutely everything. So here we are on the other side. And I think that there is something very interesting in this idea that you are supposed to be studying Torah, not by having the entire Torah in your heart or in your mind, but by approaching very carefully and with Torah in your mind each of the interactions, each of the opportunities that you face in your life. Any thoughts about that? They're not so quiet usually, This is not what it
Maybe
feels
say the
like.
question once more.
You go. You want to?
Well, I don't think I completely understood.
So you want me? Yeah. So it wasn't a question; it was a statement that nobody answered. But I think that there is the ultimate.
We're not supposed to be like robots, walking around and just always not thinking, because if you're a robot and you're just following all the commands like a robot, then is your heart really embracing Torah? Are you surprised by a new incident that gives you an even deeper experience? And I never thought of, and then you read it again with fresh eyes, and you apply it to new situations. And every day you rediscover a better, deeper love and a deeper understanding of Torah.
Fantastic. So we'll go to Daniel now. We'll take what you just said in one more minute to go to the second Mishnah that we want to study today. Because this idea of not being a robot, I think that's one of the crucial ideas here.
I think what they're getting at is to learn Torah, but not to put it to practice. So Torah without works, essentially you've forgotten Torah. What is it to learn Torah and not put it to work? You have forgotten it because we learn it to do it, even though we did it without and learned later afterwards. That'll come later in a couple of Mishnahs.
Thank you. Steve, 2 more and then we move forward to the next Mishnah.
Let me approach this from a totally different perspective. When I visited Rashi's rebuilt home in France, one of the comments that was made was that in the yeshiva that he ran, there was very few books. And so the critical issue was that that he would read a passage and everyone would memorize it. And your learning was based upon how much you actually remembered. And it was critical that the students remembered things by memory in terms of being able to teach it because of the limited number of books that were available.
So Perfect. So one of the biggest threats of the world of the rabbis is actually forgetfulness, because they were learning by heart. All the Mishnah and all the Torah was supposed to be a part of their minds. They were supposed to remember everything, because everything was by repetition. Somebody would read and they would hear. Nobody had books. So that's a very important point. And then, but the tension that creates is that, so you are supposed to remember everything, and you are all the time thinking about all those things that you are not supposed to forget, but you are also not recognizing reality. You are acting also as a robot. And the rabbis are torn in this tension between these two things, as I read it. And when we go to the second Mishnah that we are reading today, you want to read that in English?
Can I also say one more thing about the...
You always can say.
The way that I think about how life used to be when everyone had everything memorized is how some of my friends who have all the baseball statistics really deeply ingrained, and then if I miss a couple days of Sports Center and I forget the information, I'm completely disconnected from that community and those conversations. And so I think that when you forget, you're no longer plugged in to kind of the way that the community, their social structures.
Interesting. So there is a question then about the value of memory. So how you are supposed to remember, because you are also supposed to forget some stuff. And so the question becomes how you act in a memorious way, how memory is a part, and remembering is a part of your actions, recognizing that there are people that can't remember all what is written, but not just that if you even try to remember all what's right there, you probably can't function. You should say, we were discussing a couple of weeks ago when we spoke about the value of forgetfulness, the story of Borges, of Funes de Memorius, this guy that couldn't delete any information, couldn't erase any information from his brain. So he would think about the day and he would remember the entire day, like minute by minute. So he couldn't live or face new experiences in his life. There was no space for that. And then let's go to the next Mishnah, and I think we'll face an interesting, maybe slightly different, but similar at the same time tension.
Rabbi Hanina ben Dosa says, anyone whose fear of sin precedes his or her wisdom, then their wisdom will endure. And anyone whose wisdom precedes their fear of sin, right, so precedes their fear of sin, their wisdom does not endure. So they would also say, anyone whose actions are more plentiful than their wisdom endures, okay? And anyone whose wisdom is more plentiful than their actions, their wisdom does not endure. Wow, good luck.
So what about, let's stop there. So what's so Evelyn, I bring you a microphone. No, but we have people following the service from home.
I'm sorry, they're out there. Okay, so what I think is wisdom comes from experience. And when you have experiences, you learn things, and that becomes your knowledge and wisdom that you pass on and advise from that. So that's why I think if you don't experience, even if it precedes sin, you can't pass on the wisdom you've learned from those experiences.
Any other takers? Jake Klatzker, coming to you.
So I think this has to do more with the idea that actions speak louder than words. It's one thing to say something, but it's another thing to do it. And if you just say something and then don't follow up with it, then it has no real value or meaning.
Any other takers? I go to Nitza, and then I go to Mitch. 2 words. I'm coming to you.
Practice wisdom.
Practice wisdom. Wisdom comes with practice, okay.
21st century phrase that may apply to all of this, that would be parallel. It's easy to talk the talk, but it's hard to do the walk.
Mm. Cindy.
I also think the first phrase is interesting. Anyone whose fear of sin precedes his wisdom. And I wonder what the word wisdom kind of maybe implies almost a hubris in all your knowledge, instead of making sure that you respect with a healthy fear that you don't want to step into sin. And that, I think, ties also into the second, where it's almost hubris of telling everybody I'm so wise and listen to my words instead of walking the walk like the other people have said.
Tודה. So, I was thinking when I read this Mishnah, I was thinking about our discussion about the idea of Derech Eretz Kadma Torah, that the way of man, the way of the land came before the wisdom of Torah. And when you read this, and this tension that there are things that come before wisdom, and the way I read this Mishnah, כל שירת חטאו קודמת לחוכמתו. So the person who the fear of making bad choices, bad decisions, the person who is inspired when he approaches wisdom by a sense of watchfulness. Then chokhmato mitkayem, then that his wisdom will endure. But the person that is chokhmato, that his wisdom and his approach of Torah to learning, overcomes the recognition that he's a human creature, and that there is a chance, there's a need for watchfulness, and forgets to watch himself or herself as he approaches a study, then his study and his wisdom will not endure. Sure? Two more, and then we're going to move to the... Sorry?
Thing that I want to also think about when you talk about sin, I always think a sin is a mistake you've made. Mm-hmm. And when you make a mistake, as a teacher, I always say, don't fear your mistakes, learn from them. And when you learn from your mistakes, you gain wisdom from them. And then you pass that wisdom on. Mm-hmm. Hopefully the people you pass that wisdom to listen to the experiences you've had to share and take hold of those mistakes that you've made and learn from them.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much. Now, yes, with all the thoughts about the tension between memory and forgetfulness, and in between fear and wisdom, we are going to turn our Siddurim to page 374. Please rise as we open the ark in order to return the Torah to the ark. Stay with me. Etz chaimi l'machazik ba v'tomchea me'ushar derachea darkei Noam bechol netivodea Shalom Ashivenu Adonai Elecha v'nashuva Chadesh yameinu kekedem. Return us to you, Adonai, and we will return. Renew our days, renew the opportunities to find you every day. We turn our Siddurim to page 586 for Aleinu Leshabeach. Aleinu Leshabeach Ladon HaKol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית,
שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שבענו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל ההמונם. אנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד. יישר כוח. May be seated. At this point of our service, we take a moment to recognize mourners among our community. If you are during the first 7 days of mourning, Shiva, please rise. If you are during the first 30 days of mourning, Shloshim, please rise. If you are during the cycle of the first year of mourning, please rise. And remind us who you are remembering, please. Rosenthal. If you have a yahrzeit this week, please rise and remind us who you are remembering. Now you can support our fellows by standing or sitting, joining us with your hearts and your voices for Mourners Kaddish on page 598. יתגדל ויתקדש בעלמא דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי לכל בית ישראל בעגלה ובזמן קריב. יש מרבה מבורך לעולם ולמי עלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי קודשה לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דאמירם בעלמא ואמרו אמן. יש למה רבה מן שמיה בחיים טובים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום רמיו ויעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. May the memories of your dear ones be for a blessing. Zichronan lebracha, you may be seated. Shabbat Shalom, everyone, again. So, thank you, Reb Misha, for your words of wisdom. We learn about you that you are a wise rabbi and also a courageous rabbi. So I hope you forget. So it's important to forget once in a while. And so just where is Miriam? She's preparing lunch. So a couple of things. We are looking for families that can host members of our congregation that want to participate in Sedarim Shel Pesach. So if you have a spot, 2 spots, 3 spots, or you are looking to participate in a Seder and you haven't figured that out yet, please let us know. We want to know. We want to make these connections. We don't want anyone to stay alone in Passover. That's for the first night. For the second night, we are here. Last year, we had a Seder Pesach with more than 150 people. And it was, we're a big family. And it was wonderful. And it was family. It was like family. It was wonderful. Gabi saying, yes, we're together. It was really, really a joy. So join the joy and participate with us in the second night. And that's all the information. One more thing. This year, I want to share with you something that we are thinking about. I have been studying a lot about
how to work on the memory of the Shoah. And most studies show that ceremonies are starting not to be so effective. And one of the most interesting ways to start to approach the memory of the Shoah is by doing sedarim, like a seder, a ceremony that is participatory, and with more participation for Yom HaShoah. So, because we want to keep our memory and we want the narrative of the Shoah to become a part of our identity, and we want to assure that, this year activity will try a seder of Yom HaShoah. There are going to be many symbols and many things that we know from our traditional ceremony, but this year we are going to try a seder. We are going to be in the sanctuary and try a seder. We are going to sit in a circle, there are going to be readings, and it's going to be a bit more participatory. One of the ways in which we want to encourage your participation is the men's club are delivering the candles, the memorial candles that we light every year. This year, we want to encourage you to, of course, find your candle, take your candle, and bring it to the Seder, to the ceremony. And we are going to light our candles together during the ceremony. So I want you to know that, I want you to participate on that, and if you are interested in participating or getting a reading piece in advance, I'm still working on that. There are lots of models that are out there. I'm trying to adjust a model that works for us and create a model that works for us. So I encourage you, if you want to participate, please let me know. I'd love to have your participation. That's it. Thank you again for being here, Misha and Annabelle. It's a joy. We are going to conclude our service on page 625 with Adon Olam. With Adon Olam. We have here the custom of standing for Adon Olam and connecting with each other. Adon Olam asher malach b'terem kol yetzir nira lenasa v'cheso kol asai melech shemo nikra asai melech shemo nikra ואחרי ככלות הכל לבדו ימלוך נורא והוא היה והוא עובד והוא יהיה לתפארה והוא יהיה לתפארה והוא אחד ואין שני ליד שילה להכבירה ולי ראשית ולי תכלית ולא העוז והמשרה ולא העוז והמשרה והוא אלי וחי גואלי בצור חבלי בצרה והוא ניסי ומנוס לי מנת כוסי ויום אקרא מנת כוסי ויום אקרא בידו אפקיר רוחי ותשעת בהעירה ואין רוחי גביעתי אדוני לי ולא יירא אדוני לי ולא יירא אדוני עוז לעמו ייתן, אדוני יברך את עמו בשלום. שבת שלום everyone. How far are we we sing? Lie, lie. How far are we from sing? Lie, 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 lie. La 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 la
Oh my gosh.